What up, everybody? At the end of Season 3, Episode 9, when Tommy and the crew had left Miguel's spot to go to battle with Diamond and Gennard, Mireya and Kate stayed behind at Miguel's spot when Kate overheard Mireya on the phone with customer service from a travel agency telling them that she had tried to book a one-way ticket to Mexico for the next day, but it wasn't letting her. And at this point, Kate asked Mireya if she was trying to leave her boy, and the scene cut before Mireya was able to respond. But one thing that's pretty much certain going into the next episode is that we're not going to hear the end of that conversation. I definitely don't think that the final episode is going to go back to that conversation, since the timeline is already past that now, after the shootout at the church. So this is going to be something that lingers in the background, leaving the viewer questioning what happened at the end of the conversation with Kate and Mireya and what the one-way ticket to Mexico was all about. I've heard some crazy theories over the past few days, like she was ordering the ticket for Kate and not herself, which doesn't make any sense seeing that Kate doesn't even speak Spanish and could just go back to New York to get out of harm's way. Plus, I don't see Kate as being the type to go somewhere just because Tommy wants her to. So this plane ticket, in my opinion, is 100% for Mireya. So I feel like the only question there is at this point is if Tommy knows that Mireya was planning on leaving for Mexico or not. But in regards to Mireya going to Mexico, we know that it won't be right away at the beginning of the episode if she does in fact leave, because we know that she's going to be at JP's funeral. And from the episode trailer, we know she's also going to have a scene with Tommy where she tells him that she believes that he can win this war. So with Gennard and CBI likely shooting up Gennard's funeral, there's a possibility that Mireya gets taken out at the funeral and doesn't even get a chance to make it to Mexico anyway. Earlier in the season, Mireya told Tommy that she knew what life she signed up for, but now that Mireya is pregnant, she's having serious doubts about raising her child around the life. As in episode 9, she told Kate that she couldn't imagine what she's going through, losing a child. And this is how Kate figured out Mireya is pregnant. At this point, Mireya told Kate she made peace with Tommy being in danger, but she wasn't sure about putting a child in harm's way. And when she asked Kate how she dealt with it, Kate said that she stayed drunk and high on cocaine, not making things any better for Mireya. Kate also conveniently left out that she had a drug and alcohol problem long before Tommy ever got into the drug game. But when it comes to what Kate said to Mireya after she caught her on the phone trying to book that ticket, let's not also act like Kate wanted sabotage things for Tommy, whether it's done intentionally or unintentionally. Keep it in mind that Kate has tried to mess every relationship up that Tommy has had on the show so far. From showing up at Tommy's loft when he was with Holly and telling Tommy to leave her, or telling Keisha that Tommy killed Holly, and even telling Mireya that he gets good little girls like her killed. Either though, things seem to be different between Kate and Mireya, and I can see Kate having love for Mireya similar to how she loved Tasha, especially now that she knows that Mireya is pregnant. But at the same time, Kate just being Kate, we never know what she's gonna do, and could have actually ended up telling Mireya to go ahead and go to Mexico, thinking it's the best decision. And for Mireya, she has good reason to feel like she needs to get away from Tommy and look out for the best interest of her and her child with everything that has taken place since she's met Tommy, and how these events are becoming more and more frequent at this point in time. Before Mireya even met Tommy, she was already somewhat scarred because Miguel had killed one of her previous boyfriends, named Carlos, for being in a relationship with Mireya. But being with Tommy kind of healed that wound and gave Mireya more confidence. Then after Mireya started feeling comfortable about her relationship with Tommy and some level of security, her grandmother was killed in a car bombing that was meant for Miguel. And Mireya could have easily been in the car with either her grandma or Miguel when the bomb was detonated. Then at the beginning of season 2, Tommy and Mireya were simply walking down the street enjoying themselves while having a slice of pizza when the Marquez cartel did a drive-by trying to take out Tommy, resulting in Bones getting shot. And even though it didn't really bother Mireya too much at the time, now that she's pregnant, she could be thinking, is she gonna have hitters coming to take her or Tommy out while they're at a park or anywhere else spending time with their child? A few episodes later, Mireya found out she was pregnant. It was so excited to come home and tell Tommy the good news. But when she got home, she saw the war zone and a puddle of blood on the ground, not even knowing if Tommy was dead or alive. Again, now that Mireya is pregnant, in the back of her mind, she got to be thinking, are we just gonna be sitting at home with our child one day as someone comes in and tries to kill us? Then, after deciding to keep the baby and letting Tommy and Miguel know that she's pregnant, Mireya had Marquez cartel hitter Titus come for her, who literally said that he knew that she was pregnant. And that same night, Tommy's brother, JP, was killed. And because of that, Mireya called Tommy's mother, Kate, who came into town, only to get attacked by Gennard, leaving a corner store. So when we look at all the factors that are going on in Mireya's head right now, it makes perfect sense for her to want to leave Chicago. But why Mexico and not somewhere in the States? Because I don't think Mexico would be the safest place for her if Tommy is at war with a cartel, keeping in mind that Lord Pablo, leader of the United Kings, told Tommy and Diamond earlier in the season that a cartel war would also affect their family back in Mexico. So it's the location that makes me think that she hasn't talked to Tommy about leaving. In addition to everything going on, it doesn't look like she would have even had a chance to tell Tommy about this either. So if Mireya survives the shootout at JP's funeral, I think there's a good possibility that she ends up getting on that plane to Mexico. And at this point, whether Tommy knows she's leaving or not could be the real reason why Tommy leaves Chicago at the end of the Power Book Force series. Tommy might win the war for the city of Chicago and be at the top of the drug game at the end of the series, only for Mireya to leave, only leaving a note or something like that behind. And Tommy could leave Chicago to try to find Mireya and his kid. Or if he already knows that she's leaving and going to Mexico, he could leave Chicago to go be with Mireya and his kid in Mexico. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.